Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. You got the Average Gamer here, and today we're playing Street Fighter Alpha 2. Old classic, one of my absolute favorite games of all time. The Alpha series in general I've always loved, and I know for the most part, the most popular game in the series is Alpha 3, but for me personally, it's Street Fighter Alpha 2. My only regret here, I am playing this right now on the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, which is cool, but unfortunately it does not have Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold. If it did, that's what I'd be playing. But Vanilla Alpha 2 is just fine. And we play with who's probably my favorite character in the whole series, Akuma, against Chun-Li to start it off.
Round one, fight!
I could be wrong here. I probably am. But as I recall, the first Street Fighter Alpha 1, I believe, was the very first game I ever played on the original PlayStation. I was probably 9 or 10 at the time, and my older brother had just bought a PlayStation, and I went to his house, and he bought a whole lot of games, one of which is Street Fighter Alpha. But it's cool because when we were little, we always played Street Fighter 2 together. I also recall he had Battle Arena Toshinden, which for the time I thought was pretty cool, pretty impressive. Haven't played it, Jesus, probably since then. But Alpha really stood out to me. I loved the aesthetic of it. You know, it was cool. The anime kind of look to it and everything. I love the graphics. I love some of the new tweaks. Like, for example, this is the first game in the series to have, this series is the first in the franchise to have air blocking, stuff like that, and alpha counters. And I believe Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo was the game that introduced the super combos, but the Alpha series is the one that refined it. And it became pretty much what we're accustomed to, not only in the Street Fighter series, but in the Versus series as well. And there's our first perfect hit playthrough.
Round two, fight!
Yeah, note to self, never ever ever let Zangief get you in a grab phase. That's his bread and butter, man. He does some serious damage with his throws. Yeah, I think this round definitely goes to him. You see, he only got me in about 3 or 4 grabs, but the damage they do is insane. Well, let's fight. Next to Adon, who has one of the best tracks in this game, in my opinion. And of course, makes a return from the original Street Fighter. When I was a kid, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, I stupidly just thought Street Fighter 2 was the first game in the series in spite of there being a 2, because no one I knew had ever seen Street Fighter 1. And then one day I was, I think I was 11 or 12, and I was at the mall, and there it was. They had Street Fighter 1. I was shocked, and I played it, and it played like hot ass. It was a terrible game, and having revisited it in this very collection, I can say it is still a terrible game. It still plays like hot ass. Did not care for that game at all. They clearly did not refine the formula until Street Fighter 2 came out. But Adon was the, I believe, the penultimate fighter in the game. Unfortunately, we lost that. I believe he was the penultimate fighter. If I'm not mistaken, you did fight him just before you fought Sagat at the very end of the game. But just a hell of an unbalanced game. Like, I can definitely say this is really well balanced. That fight that I lost, that was my fault. I can say that. But Street Fighter Alpha 1, or rather Street Fighter 1, was just weird and unpredictable. The hitboxes, the hit detection was shit. The controls are unresponsive. The game was very strange about how much damage an attack would do. You could do an attack and take a smidgen of health off, and then do it again, and it takes all of their health. It was so weird. And that's if the move got out. And apparently the game considered that a cheap victory. I'm not going to dispute it. I'm not going to argue about it either, because a win is a win, in my book. But Adon is done with. Let's move on to the next fight. Everyone's favorite Dan. Oh, Jesus Christ, if I lose this fight, I'm going to be so embarrassed. But you know what? I'm not going to edit it or anything. If I lose fair and square, I will upload it for the world to see just how crappy of a player I am. But, you know, Dan is typically a joke character anyway. As you can see from that ass whooping, there's our next perfect. That was mostly motivated by fear. This is my worst fear, that I lose to Dan and people see it happen. Which, it almost looks like the danger of having happened. But we got him. Lento, he's always a fun one to fight. Lento is definitely one of the more mobile characters in this game. He is constantly moving around the screen and has a good counter for almost everything. Oh, I got set up for that. There we go. Oh, I screwed that up. Finally. Jesus. Like I said, super mobile. I dreaded having to fight Sagat, but here we are. There are some characters, maybe it's just me, I just suck at fighting. Sagat is chief among them. Ooh, that's a good counter. Good counter, boy. Can't even be mad at that. Get thing about Sagat, which he brought over from Street Fighter 2 and they turned up to 11 in this game, Sagat's pattern is basically spam tiger shots at you, and if you get too close, knock you out of the air with a tiger uppercut. And the occasional tiger knee. And that was embarrassing. We can give it another shot.
Round one, fight!
Have I mentioned I hate fighting Sagat? He's an ass. Well, we can try again. All right. Let's see if we can just get this last round. Probably not. Maybe. Okay, we got him. If it weren't for that Shingoku Satsu, I'm pretty sure I'd have lost that round. Also known as the Raging Demon, definitely my favorite move, but pretty easy to counter. Followed by M. Bison. Relatively difficult in this game. It was weird because in in the original Street Fighter 2, obviously he was super tough. He was the final boss. Alpha 1, Bison's a pushover. Like, it's shockingly so. Alpha 2, moderately difficult. But Alpha 3, Bison is just a beast. And the thing that sucks about Alpha 3 is if he beats you in that game, instant game over. No, no continue. Can't try again. It's over. So, get good. But he's down for round one. Really, the most dangerous thing about him in this game, to me, is his teleport. He can definitely catch you off guard with it. But if he ducks, crap. If he ducks, he's more than likely going to throw the projectile at you, so be prepared for that. The best way to counter him, though, is to wait for him to attempt the head stomp and try to knock him out the air. And if he does teleport on you, for a second, he'll leave himself open, so try to take advantage. I've done a piss poor job at this fight this round. Ah, too bad. We were close. We can try it again.
Round one, fight!
All this just gotta be mindful of that foot sweep. Okay. Close one, but we got it. Well, we've almost got him. Fight's over. Alright, onward to Akuma's final battle, because in Street Fighter Alpha 2, the final battle is always with your character's rival. And in the case of Akuma, it is Gen. Also a returning character from Street Fighter 1. Let's see what we can do. Gen, sort of like Orlento, is a very mobile character. He can move around like that. He can move around at high speed all over the screen and has a counter for almost everything. So you gotta be very mindful of his attacks, which I did a shitty job of this time around. Another thing that makes Gen very unique is he has a number of stances, and with every stance is a whole new set of moves, which makes him very versatile and hard to counter. Very hard to predict fighting Gen. Well, that's a cheap victory, but I'll take it. Wow, that ended quickly. So let's continue again.
Round one, fight!
But I do enjoy that this game kind of established the relationships amongst the characters. So we know that there's a backstory between Akuma and Gen. And obviously between Ken and Sagat, or Ken and Ryu. Or rather, Ryu and Sagat, I should say. As I get kicked out of the sky. Much better. Let's try to finish it. Damn. Caught me with it that time. And I we're going to give this one more shot.
Round one, fight!
Yeah, Gen is definitely a tricky one. But fun, though. Difficult to master, but if you fight a good Gen player, you're gonna get your shit rocked. Like, I am getting my shit rocked right now. Like, nothing but respect for this character, honestly. Anyone who's good playing as him. Because, not easy to master, either. But round one goes to us. Please let me finish it this time around. I honestly think the trick to fighting again is really that you had to be as mobile as he is, because he will catch you off guard. And his attacks are deceptively powerful. And I'm nerfed the hell out of that. Wow, got super lucky there. I am pissed that F flew right over his head, but the fight is ours. We have won Street Fighter Alpha 2. Whew. Alright, let's put in some initials here. Don't forget it, baby. AVG. Why? Average. Or average gamer. And as we can see here, Akuma chose not to finish Gen because Gen has a terminal illness, and Akuma will only fight to the death someone who is at peak physical condition and a master of their martial art. The fact that Gen is suffering from eternal disease means he is, as tough as he is, not at peak physical condition, so Akuma chose to forfeit the battle. I think that's actually pretty cool. It added a lot of nuance to his character, since up to this point, we didn't know a whole lot about his motivations, just that he wanted to fight Ryu. That's a pretty cool ending. So there you go, ladies and gents. That is Street Fighter Alpha 2. I'll probably be doing some playthroughs of the other games in the series. Thankfully, I have the collection here, so I've got Street Fighter 1, which I'm telling you right now, oh, what the hell, I'll probably play it to show off how crappy it is. Probably some of the versions of Street Fighter 2, and of course all 3 versions of Street Fighter 3, as well as Alpha 1, 2, and 3. There's plenty here at our disposal. So, there you go, Street Fighter Alpha 2. Next time? Oh, I don't know. I have no clue what the next video will be, but you'll get it very, very soon, ladies and gents. So, till next time, thank you so much for joining us. Take care.